When it comes to automotive restoration, rust can be your biggest enemy, especially on thin sheet metal parts like hoods, fenders, and quarter panels. These panels are more vulnerable than thick frame components. Even light surface rust can lead to deep pitting or eventually rot in your panel. And once that happens, your only option might be to cut it out and replace it with new sheet metal. Even small rust pits in your metal can lead to future paint failures if you don't deal with them correctly the first time. That's why treating and preventing rust early on is critical to getting a professional finish and making it last. Now, there are a ton of tools and attachments that can be used to get down to bare metal. The problem is each tool has its own pros and cons, especially when working with thin sheet metal where you need to be careful not to warp or damage the panel. In this video, our resident rust expert Cody is going to walk us through several methods for stripping rust and paint from sheet metal, and then he's going to show us his preferred method for getting to the cleanest, barest metal possible. Before we dive in, if you like the content and feel like you learned something today, please give us a like and subscribe to the channel. That way we can keep making content every week. And if you want to learn more about any of the tools and products you see, click the link in the description below. Now let's get to the video.
We're going to start with sort of like the most basic rudimentary tools and speak through some of the more specialized solutions that'll give you better results. To start, let's talk about an angle grinder. So an angle grinder is a very versatile tool, but it's really not the tool for this job, especially if you have a stone or a flap disc. Just like we covered earlier in the series, that's going to leave a bunch of deep gouges in your material, and then you're going to have to figure out how you either fill them or deal with those sandy scratches. That's not what you're looking for here. You're looking to minimize the effect on the clean metal and maximize the effect of stripping the rust and paint that's on your surface. Now, when you have a grinder and you're willing to spend a little bit of money, you can then step up to a backer pad and a black abrasive disc, sometimes called a cookie wheel. These do great at stripping rust and paint and will transform that grinder into something that's really powerful and is going to gouge into something that's going to just take off the paint and really not affect the metal. To expand on this, we also sell the Contour SCT. Instead of working on the nose of this wheel and being able to strip maybe a 1 inch by a ½ inch surface at a time, with the SCT, you now have a 4-inch wide surface area that you're able to contact the sheet metal panel and really get the job done much more quickly. Additionally, this tool, with the way it's designed, it spins a little slower than an angle grinder, and it throws all of your waste out the back. It minimizes your heat input. That helps prevent warping. Once you have most of that stripped, you're then going to want to use a tool like a dual action sander. You can also strip paint and rust with the DA sander, and we're going to talk about the different types between this palm sander and a true dual action sander. Talk about the benefits and you'll see how each of them work. But then once this is all taken down to bare metal, you're going to need a random orbit sander to get you back to 180 grit for primer. To make this really easy to illustrate, we've sectioned this hood off to show you what each tool's marks look like as they strip. We'll start with the flap disc on the grinder. And then we'll move through the rest of our tool options. Let's take a look at the results. So the first one here, the angle grinder with the flap disc, I've got a ton of curved scratches really deep into my material, and it wasn't really that fast. It just spent a bunch of time sort of dancing around because I'm working a small surface area, trying to remove everything. This is gonna take a long time. You're gonna go through a lot of flap discs, and you're gonna have a panel that's pretty gouged up. Let's jump over to the cookie disc, the rust stripping disc. This is what it's made for. If you've got just an angle grinder, this is a solution to use. Did a great job removing the rust and the paint without really harming the metal. Yeah, I've got some scratches in here, but I can barely feel them. And otherwise, the metal is really smooth. If I come back with 80 grit 120, 180, this will be a great surface to prime. Let's talk about the DA. So dual action sander, a lot of people go right to 40 grit and think, all right, I'm just gonna use a really coarse grit, strip a bunch of material. And you could do that, but you're gonna have more work because you're gonna have to go back over your whole panel with 80 grit. It did an okay job, it worked, but I really preferred the 80 grit on a DA for a solution. If I just had a DA, I'd start with 80. It leaves me with a much smoother finish. From there I can go 120, 180, get into primer. Now let's talk about the SCT. The SCT was by far the quickest tool stripping the rust and paint off of this hood. I'm gonna use the SCT, go over this whole hood, and then we'll DA it. I think the time saved using the SCT is well worth having to go back over the whole panel with the DA to get it prepped for primer. Now, one thing to keep in mind with any of these tools is heat. You have to keep moving when you're using these stripping tools. If you sit there too long, you're gonna heat up that sheet metal surface really quickly, cause it to warp, or you may even put a hole through it, especially if you're using a flap disc over here. You could truly grind a hole in this if you're not careful. Now over here with the SCT, that's not gonna happen, but you do need to keep all these tools moving. You can't just sit there in one spot. Now with that being said, let's strip this hood. In general, you want to keep the SCT flat to the panel with the medium amount of pressure applied and at a speed that's balancing heat and material removal. We work the SCT back and forth, focusing on a roughly 2 foot by 1 foot patch at a time. This also lets us keep the heat down, but systematically strip this hood section by section. You can see after a minute or two, this area will be stripped to nice clean metal, like we have on the edge of this hood. With all of that in mind, we can work across the rest of the panel. All right, so we got the hood all stripped, took a little bit, had to work sort of one side to the other, make a bunch of passes. Didn't want to put a ton of heat into the panel in one spot. So that's why you kind of saw us move around, get a layer off, and then say, okay, clean it off, see where I still got to hit. And then there are still a couple areas, like in these corners, that the SCT just really can't get to. Now we could grab the narrow wheel. That's a 1-inch wide wheel that you use with spacers on the SCT, and we could get into these tight grooves, but gonna switch over to 80 grit with the DA, take a couple passes, see where we're at. There's a couple dents in this, but we're really not gonna worry about bodywork right now. We just wanna get this into epoxy, so we work on it down the road. Nothing too exciting here. We're just moving across the hood with 80 grit on our sander. Key thing about this part of the process is we're removing the scratches that would otherwise show up in our primer and creating a uniform surface for that primer to adhere to, which for bare metal is 180 grit. All right, so we've got this hood in 80 grit. It's looking good. We're gonna take it up to 180. Now you saw us using two different sanders here. Now both of these are random orbit sanders or DAs. They have a lot of nicknames. There's two key differences between these. This sander you can lock out to be a fixed orbit or it's a random orbit depending on how you adjust this, and that's where some people consider this to be a true dual action sander. Others can call this just a palm sander or random orbit, or people call them DAs as well. The big difference though is just form factor. This one's a little easier to use to get in tight spots, a little more comfortable and lighter weight. This one has a much larger orbit and it's a little more aggressive. Either will get the job done, some of it's personal preference. So we're gonna get this finished up. We're gonna take it up to 180 and then we'll get to the next step in dealing with some of the rust that's still remaining on the hood. With that info, we can run over this hood one more time.
All right, so there you have it. You saw Cody try out a few different methods, from the angle grinder with different abrasive discs to the Contour SCT. Each one definitely has its place, but our preferred method is the Contour SCT. Getting your metal strip to perfectly clean is just the first crucial step. Now that we have this panel down to bare clean metal, the next challenge is to keep it that way and get it ready for primer and paint. If you want to see the entire rust repair process from thick metal to sheet metal, we have the perfect full-length course for you over at Eastwood University. Additionally, we cover topics like metal fabrication, fiberglass repair, and even painting your own car. Start learning a new skill today, and hopefully we'll see you in class real soon.